Here's the shot that made headlines. The President of the United States fist bumping Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman.
Fist bumping.
On President Donald Trump.
The royal family of Saudi Arabia is a murderous and oppressive totalitarian regime. And as long as the United States continues to rely on fossil fuels, and as long as gas prices continue to be a hot-button election issue, the Saudi royal family will continue to have a degree of power over the U.S. economy and everyone in that economy. For this reason, U.S. presidents have needed to maintain a morally compromising relationship with the Saudi royal family. The most recently played out with the fist bump that made liberals lose their minds with disgust. But that's only because Americans have a short memory for these things. It was only a few years ago that the U.S. president was offering not just a fist bump, but instead a full and open embrace of the Saudi royal family, their totalitarian government, and the heinous crimes it commits.
So it's a great honor to have you and your representatives here. Crown Prince, thank you very much.
The Saudi royal family loved Donald Trump. One reason for this is that his motives of personal power were much more in line with a totalitarian royal family than a president of the United States. And they also know that personal praise on Trump would be reciprocated in the form of overwhelming support from the US president. So they treated Trump like a king rather than a president and lavished him with personal praise.
King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud confers King Abdulaziz Medal on President Donald Trump.
Trump ate it up and loved them right back.
And we will be sure to help our Saudi friends to get a good deal from our great American defense companies. $525 million, that's peanuts for you. Should have increased it.
To give credit to Mohammed bin Salman of his many sought-after accomplishments, the grooming and wooing of Donald Trump has to be pretty close to the top.
We've become very good friends over a fairly short period of time. I stand before you as a representative of the American people to deliver a message of friendship and hope and love.
The Saudi regime would even post Trump's tweets embracing the royal family around its cities to promote to its citizens the apparent legitimacy of its brutal, oppressive government. This would be the strangest thing about this story, if not for whatever the hell this was. Perhaps the most offensive practice of Donald Trump was his willingness to repeat the lies of the Saudi regime that attempt to paint themselves as just rulers and not the oppressive, abusive dictators they actually are.
Of Saudi Arabia, a friend of mine, a man who has really done things in the last 5 years in terms of opening up Saudi Arabia, and I think especially what you've done for women. I'm seeing what's happening. It's like a revolution in a very positive way, and I want to just thank you on behalf of a lot of people, and I want to congratulate you. You've done really a spectacular job.
Address the murder of Jamal Khashoggi, sir, with the Crown Prince.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And on the most important issues, like the brutal murder of journalists, Trump repeats Saudi talking points even when it contradicts his own U.S. intelligence agency.
Mr. President, on the case of Jamal Khashoggi, given the opportunity to call Mohammed bin Salman out on that, you did not do it. Did you do it privately?
13 people or so have been prosecuted. Others are being prosecuted. They've taken it very, very seriously. And they will continue to. Nobody so far has pointed directly a finger at the future king of Saudi Arabia.
You mentioned that no one had pointed the finger at him, but actually the CIA did, the intelligence communities.
This is especially alarming, considering that shortly before Jamal Khashoggi was killed, he was first silenced by Saudi authorities for cautioning against the Saudi embrace of Donald Trump.
This speech in particular was seen by Mohammed bin Salman as likely to be interpreted as being anti-Trump and his inner circle.
So don't get between me and the Trump administration.
Yes.
Look, I don't know which member of Biden's team thought a fist bump with the Saudi crown prince would be better than a handshake, but whoever it was should be fired immediately. But liberals need to realize that optics are not reality. and I would rather have the optics gaffes of Joe Biden than the reality of a Trump presidency openly embracing a brutal totalitarian regime. If you needed more proof, Donald Trump hosted and participated in the most recent Pro-Am tournament of Saudi Arabia's new professional golf league, LIV, where he continued to openly embrace the Saudi regime.
Well, I've known these people for a long time in Saudi Arabia, and they've been friends of mine for a long time. They've invested in many American companies. They own big percentages of many, many American companies, and there are a lot of really great people that are out here today, and we're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to celebrate. And
he said a lot of appalling things. However, nothing was worse than his message to the American 9/11 families and supporters protesting the event hosted by the home country of the 9/11 hijackers. Trump's message to them should go down as the most blatant and offensive gaslight in the history of U.S. presidents.
You, of all people, understand the passion surrounding 9/11. What do you say to those family members who protested earlier this week and will be doing so again on Friday?
well, nobody's gotten to the bottom of 9/11, unfortunately, and they should have, as to the maniacs that did that horrible thing to our city, to our country, to the world. So nobody's really been there, but I can tell you that there are a lot of really great people that are out here today, and we're going to have a lot of